Welcome to the Wellness Help Desk with your host, Michaela Modi, certified wellness coach and personal trainer. A wellness podcast focused on providing practical tips on how to curate a healthy lifestyle uniquely for you, where we discuss wellness hot topics with expert guests and have real candid conversations. It's the one-stop shop you need to get the help you've been looking for. Let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome to the Wellness Help Desk. I'm your host and wellness coach, Michaela Modi. So excited to be here with you as you listen from wherever you are. And I want to provide you with a quick, just exciting news life update because I'm so excited about it. But in a couple of days, I'm going to be heading to Raleigh because my business coach is hosting a live event. And this is significant for two reasons and why I'm so excited. But the first one is I'm going to be in a room full of female entrepreneurs who are also coaches like I am in different industries. And for two, it's going to be women of color. So I am so excited to just be in a room where I feel seen and I can learn from them and get my brain coached live. Been sifting through my thoughts and just trying to uncover what I want to get coached on this weekend. So I'm so excited. If you've been looking for a sign on whether or not to invest in yourself, take this as your sign. It is so worth it to do that. So today we're going to be talking about what it's like presently in the season that you're in, being very frustrated that you are not where you used to be, that you have this deep longing to be where you used to be. And this frustration of not being where you used to be is just keeping you stuck from breaking free from the present burnout that you're having, or just from being able to see what you can do right now in this season to support yourself and make yourself a priority. So maybe in that previous season, you were able to maintain your health habits, or you were super familiar with what supported your well-being best, or maybe you knew just how to implement those life-giving activities, or you were just aware of how to meet your needs. But there was a shift, right? Something happened. There was a life event or a transition. Maybe there was a new baby, or you got a new job, or there was a really big move, or unforeseen family circumstances came about. But whatever that shift was, it's now kind of thrown things off for you. And maybe this shift happened months ago, years ago, days ago, but you find yourself longing for that season in the past where you were thriving and where you were doing really well supporting your health and well-being. Now you just seem like you can't get back there. Like you've tried, but it just feels like you can't get back to that season where things were clicking and working for you. And it's just leaving you feeling really frustrated. You just want to feel your best again. And so I want to talk about this today. And the very first thing I'm going to talk about before I get into the practicals is a huge problem that I see women do is they never grieve what was. They almost feel like they have to white knuckle it and just get past it, get over it without grieving what was. You have to allow yourself to notice what's coming up for you. Like, are you feeling frustrated? Are you feeling doubtful? You have to allow for yourself to name the emotions that are going on and then begin the process of acceptance of what was. And maybe you did CrossFit before that injury happened, and now you're recovered from the injury and things just don't feel the same in terms of getting back into CrossFit. Or maybe meal prepping was super easy before you started that full-time job. Maybe even your sleep routine was down to a science before you had the new baby, and you just can't seem to get back on track. So here is how a fixed mindset can sabotage you if you are presently here, right? You haven't grieved what was, you're just frustrated. So if you haven't already, go and listen to episode 9. I talk about fixed and growth mindset in that episode. So a fixed mindset can sabotage you here in this season if you are frustrated and you are longing for the past, because you start to believe that the only way to support yourself being a priority or meeting your needs or getting back to how you were thriving, supporting your health and wellness is to do it the exact same way you used to in that past season. You think it isn't possible now due to X, Y, Z, whatever it is you're attributing to those reasons as to why it's not possible to do the same things right now. Or it could be a trauma response that's underlying this belief. And if it is a trauma response, that warrants you being supported from a licensed therapist who is trauma informed to work through that in a healthy way. So the biggest piece of advice before you even get to these practicals of moving past being frustrated that you're not where you used to be is to grieve what was. You have to start that process first. And only you will know when you've truly come to a place of resolution in that grief process. So now that we've talked about the most important part of this and you've grieved and you feel that you have resolution, here's how you can start to move past the frustration of you not being where you used to be. The first step is to acknowledge what is new or what's going on in this season. Okay? Whether it's family circumstances, a new baby, a new job, a new move, you're in a new city, whatever it may be, acknowledge what is going on, name it, call it out, okay? When you acknowledge what's going on, it takes you out of the emotion and into the facts. And through doing that process, you realize, man, this makes so much sense why I'm so stressed. Or that makes sense why I feel overwhelmed. Of course, I just relocated to a new city. I don't know anyone here, and I still haven't found any community, nor have I found my favorite girl to do my nails or thread my eyebrows. Yeah, that makes sense why I'm a little bit overwhelmed and don't feel settled, right? So name the facts. Acknowledge what is going on new in this season. The second thing is to accept, okay? So after you have acknowledged, you want to then accept. Remember that every cell in your body is doing the best it can with what it has. And that includes you. You are doing the best you can with what you have. And so when you start to accept that, this doesn't put that pressure or that shame on you to get back to quote unquote when you were in that season thriving. It helps you to be okay with where you are and what's going on. Just thinking it is what it is, because the acceptance removes the resistance and the tension that you're feeling so much internally. So accept, that's the second thing. The third thing is gratitude. You want to see all that your body is done and is doing in this present season. Like really look for the evidence of that, because it's going to allow for you to establish love for yourself. And when love is at the root, it births different results than shame. And many people in the health and wellness space are attempting to create health habits from a place of shame, and they don't even realize it. And that's what's keeping them stuck in this perpetual cycle of on and off, stuck, can't move forward, back where I started, right? Love generates beautiful action versus taking decisions from a place of shame. And you cannot get to making decisions from a place of love if you're not even grateful for what your body is doing. You're not even grateful for the habits you are continuing to keep up for yourself to support your mental health, your emotional health, or your physical health. So gratitude is the third thing. The fourth thing is extending self-compassion. We're so quick to give it to other people, but we need it too. And if this is something that is really hard for you to grasp, Kristen Neff has done extensive work on this if you need to grow in this area. The fifth thing is establishing a vision. When you close your eyes and you think about in the next 3 months or 6 months where you would want to be in this present season, how do you want to feel? Not from where you used to be envisioning this vision, but where you are right now in this present season. When you think about that vision, who's there? What are you doing? How are you feeling? what health habits are you up to? And if you could wave this magic wand, what would it bring forth? What would be going on? If you're unfamiliar with the idea of creating a wellness vision, head to episode 2 to learn about how to do just that. And I even provide in the show notes of episode 2 a reflective questions list that will help you generate your own wellness vision. So number 6 is to get curious. Now that you've created a vision, you need to get curious about what possibilities do you already see around you right now? What could be done differently right now that could take you one step closer to that vision? What resources do you have to support you right now toward that future vision? These things will help get you motivated and excited to see that you have what you need both within you and around you to support where you want to go. But if you're too busy looking in the past, you're not going to have time to get curious about your present. And that's what also keeps people stuck. Their brain is too busy thinking about the past, ruminating on the past, that it doesn't leave the brain with energy nor the curiosity to see what they already have around them and within them. All 6 of these steps work synergistically together. Okay, you can't skip any of them. You need to do all of them. Don't think you can skip right over gratitude and self-compassion and just get to the vision and start getting curious, which, really moves you into strategy, which is what women like to do anyway. We just want to get started. You have to do all of them. They all work together because this is a sacred work that you're doing when you're grieving something that was and you're trying to move forward, right? You're trying to face what is so that you can keep moving forward. Don't allow the past to continue to keep you stuck. Notice, name, and accept so that you don't keep getting stuck. Don't let those thoughts and feelings consume you with what was, keep you from moving forward in your life, from experiencing the peace of mind now, from experiencing thriving mentally and emotionally now, from the freedom of choice to support yourself in the ways that you know you need it now. If you haven't started to grieve where you used to be, then take that first step. Okay, don't rush it. Give yourself the time and space that you need to grieve what was. There isn't a deadline to quote unquote get over the grief. That's not how grief works anyway. It's not, linear. It's very up and down. And if it feels overwhelming, confusing, or this just doesn't feel realistic for you, that's okay too. Just start where you are. And maybe your first step is just noticing and naming things. You haven't even moved to acceptance, just noticing what's going on, what's coming up, and naming the emotion. So to improve your thought life and become your best self-advocate, join the Intermission, my unique wellness program where you receive access to trainings, tools, and exclusive one-on-one coaching with me. This program is lifetime access, so there's no rush to get through your breakthrough. Your next 4 months can be different if you join the Intermission. Take the first step and schedule a consultation with me via the show notes. And make sure you share this episode with a friend. We all grieve at some point what was. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for listening in. If you enjoyed the episode today, head over and leave me a review. This helps others find the podcast and be one step closer to curating their healthy lifestyle. Come connect with me over on Instagram at Nike_Lamodi. And if social isn't your thing, join my beautiful newsletter community via the link in the show notes. To learn more about exclusive one-on-one wellness coaching, head over to randawellness.com. As always, remember to give yourself grace.